What is up, everybody? I'm hoping you're all well. I'm not. I've just been to see Toy Story 4 and it really hits you in the feels, much like the previous movies did. It really hurts. But just quickly before we get into that review, I do have to do a bit of promotion, you know, plug, all that sort of stuff. The film that I've been working on for the past year, maybe 2 years, due to it the first being cancelled and it being revived and continued from there, it is finally up on our Renegade Pictures YouTube channel. I will leave a link to that video in the description box below. If you do get the time, please do check it out. Everyone who worked on the film worked incredibly hard. We are incredibly proud of what we created, and while it didn't end up getting finished, we did edit together everything that we had made because we didn't want to see everyone's hard work go to waste. It's a really good watch, only an hour long if you have an hour to spare anyway. If you do, I'd really appreciate it. And hey, if you enjoy it, why not give it a like, a share, and even subscribe to the channel to see more films. We do have a lot of other scripts in production, and you never know, we might actually produce something you may like. But now that we've got that out of the way, shameless self-promotion is shameless, all that plug stuff, let's talk about the movie Toy Story 4 and how much it really crushes your childhood. Toy Story 4. So Toy Story 4 is the fourth installment to the Toy Story franchise, a franchise I've grown up with since I was a little boy. I love this franchise. It's because of this franchise that I actually started to get feels for movies. The second movie, which dealt with abandonment on Jesse's part, really made me care more about my toys, and I didn't want to get rid of them. In fact, I still have a lot of them in the loft in my mum's house because I just don't want to upset them. I don't want to leave them abandoned. I love my toys. Now the third one stepped it up even more by having Andy grow up and then pass his toys down to someone else. Heartbreaking. It literally nearly reduced me to tears, but I kept my manly tears inside of me because I'm a man. However, when this movie was first announced, I was a little bit hesitant because it wrapped itself up very nicely with the end of Toy Story 3. I wasn't sure where they were going to take the story or if another movie was really necessary. The movie basically follows Bonnie, who is now the owner of all of Andy's old toys. It's her first day of kindergarten, and while there she creates a new toy called Forky. This toy is made out of some trash and arts and craft bits that she's found, and somehow it has come to life. It is now a living toy just like every other toy in this series. However, Forky doesn't know what he is. He doesn't feel like he belongs there, and so he tries to escape, and in doing so Woody goes after him to bring him back because it is the most important thing to Bonnie right now. And at this time, Woody doesn't feel like he has a purpose with Bonnie. Bonnie is bonding with all these other toys, and Woody just doesn't feel that connection that he felt with his own kid Andy. So while the third movie dealt with Andy growing up and coming to terms with the fact that he's leaving and moving on, this movie focuses on Woody and how he's growing up and also coming to terms with the fact that he may not be the most important toy in Bonnie's life. And with that being said, this movie, much like the other movies beforehand, they really do tug on your heartstrings. They really do make you feel and care for these characters. I mean, the original characters that had been set up beforehand, Tom Hanks as Woody is fantastic. You love him, much as Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear. Again, fantastic. The voice cast all do a terrific job. You love these characters. You're seeing them grow more as the movies go on. And because the first movie started in 1995, I've grown up with them my entire life. I was born in 1995. I was born when the first movie was released. I mean, granted, I didn't watch it until maybe I was like 4 or something like that, but I was born with this franchise. I grew up with this franchise. And to see the way it has come over the past 24 years has been astonishing. And like I said, while all the old characters that you know and love are there, this movie does also introduce some new characters. The first one being Forky, who had a very easy chance of being annoying in this movie. Like, it could have been very easy for the filmmakers to overuse him and just making that annoying little character that's constantly there making jokes here and there. But no, I actually fell in love with Forky. I felt for his character. I felt for him. He didn't know what he was. He didn't know what his purpose was, and he is still just alive. He's been living for 2 days. He doesn't know what he is. He doesn't know what his purpose is, and so you feel that. This movie did what no movie I feel could ever do and made me care about a spork. The rest of the characters introduced, you have Keanu Reeves as Duke Kaboom, Canada's greatest stuntman. And I have to tell you, full honesty here, when I watched the trailer, no idea it was Keanu Reeves. Not a clue. I only found out of a video that came out on Facebook of him doing the voice for Duke Kaboom, some behind the scenes of it, and other than that, I wouldn't have found out until maybe after the credits rolled. But he fit into the role perfectly. He was fantastic. I loved his character. He was funny. He wasn't too overused. You've also got Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele as the plushies in this movie, who also did a fantastic job. I found them hilarious. You've got Gabby, who's essentially the sort of new villain, but it's not the same as the villains you've seen in past Toy Story movies. They do a lot more with her villain that I wasn't expecting. They really fleshed out her character and gave her such a sympathetic side that again, I fell in love with her character. I fell in love with her towards the end of the film. This movie also receives the return of Bo Peep, who had been absent from the third movie. In this movie, we find out why, we find out where she's been, we find out what's happened to her to make her such a badass in the movie that she's in now. In the trailers that we saw anyway, she seemed like a badass. Now the trailers weren't lying, she is a badass in this film, and again, She's fantastic. She makes another fine addition to the cast once again. The chemistry with Woody is still as strong here as it was in the first two films. And the writers of this movie just know what to do to make you care. Like, there is so much heart behind this movie. There is so much love for these characters and this world and this universe behind these films that you can see they're just wanting to make great movies for us to enjoy. A lot of the adults going into this movie, again, would have been kids when the first few movies were released. So not only are they trying to cater for the younger audience, they're also trying to cater for the fans that have grown up with them throughout the years. And I have to say, this movie does it fantastically. Not only are there those comedic beats that children will obviously find very entertaining and very funny, there's also a very good amount of adult jokes. Pixar are very good at pushing the boundaries in a way that it doesn't come off too much. No adult is going to hear a joke in this movie that's meant for them and pull back and go, whoa, that really shouldn't be in a kids movie. Because the writers of this movie are just incredibly smart. The writers of this franchise, entire writing team on Pixar, are just incredibly good at fitting in those jokes that will sail over the kids' heads and will just give us adults a good old belly laugh. Josh Cooley is the director of this movie as well, and I believe it is his first directing credit. If it is, this guy is incredible. He had very big shoes to fill with the past few films, and he did a fantastic job in this movie. The animation, again, looks gorgeous. I mean, it's Pixar. What else are you expecting? And yeah, much like I did the third movie, I teared up. I didn't cry. I didn't cry. The movie did not let a tear run down my cheek, but it really does hit you in the feels, much like the other movies have done so. And again, it uses your childhood love for these characters to really push the emotion in this film. It doesn't come off forced in any way. Nothing in this movie felt forced. It all felt very natural. Every single new character in this movie had a place. None of them were out of place or like thrown in for no reason. Everything in this movie has a reason, and it really makes you look back over the other movies, and it changes your perspective of those films. Now, I thought the way they tied it up in Toy Story 3 was the perfect end for this franchise, but clearly I was wrong. There was a lot more story to tell. They do a fantastic job telling that story in this movie. Will this be the last one? I honestly couldn't tell you. Part of me feels like it probably should be, but I said that with the third one, and if they keep making these movies as great as they are doing, I'm happy to see more. My only real issue with this movie, and this is me proper really reaching as if I'm pulling a little hair of like negativity into this movie. My only real issue is that the original crew, the original team like Buzz, Jesse, Bullseye, all that, they kind of take a little bit more of a backseat in this film. This is more Woody centric. It's about him finding his purpose without Andy, and so it does focus primarily on him and the new characters that he's meeting along his journey. But again, that's me really reaching to find something wrong with this film, because honestly, for me, it's pretty much near flawless. I absolutely loved every minute of this movie. I highly recommend checking it out if you get the chance, guys. Honestly, it's one of the best movies of the year so far. And so, for all those reasons, I'm going to give Toy Story 4 5 stars. So, Toy Story 4, have you guys seen it yet? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.